Welcome back to Finnegan's Farm, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome back to our Savoury Sunday. Today again we're joined by local chef Pauric and we're joined by Nanny Finnegan, who was probably star of the show last week, wasn't she, Pauric?
Hands down star of the show.
Yeah, she got absolutely great comments on our first out, we'll say, on the YouTube channel. Have to say we'd over, I don't know, 8,000 views on it, which was very good, and with some great comments from, you know, near and far, hadn't we?
Yeah, they were from all over the world, actually. There was some from America there. There was somebody very enthusiastic in Scotland about getting the... and always very welcome. A lot of local people were commenting as well. So it's good that it's getting a great diaspora of people as well. But I think Nanny Finnegan is the one that stole the show away, and so she did. Now, fair play to her.
Yeah, listen, again, really what we're kind of demonstrating in these videos is the convenience of the Finnegan's products that can be obviously bought in Dunnes stores and in the Finnegan's brand. And it's really to cut down, they're really time savers when it comes to getting the dinner ready. Let it be Christmas time or let it be any time. And today, Pauric, what have you in store for us today?
We have a couple of things going on today, actually. We're going to look after the vegetarians, firstly. So we're going to do a lovely little simple mushroom dish for vegetarians, and that can be coupled up as well, actually, as a garnish for a steak dish.
Yeah.
So you'll see as we talk through it, it's going to evolve a really diverse dish, but very tasty, very flavoursome. So it is. And after that, then we're going to look after the pescatarians, I suppose, so the fish lovers of the world.
Yeah.
Which again, in Dunnes stores, they've a really good range of fish. A selection of fish, and the quality is absolutely excellent. And we're going to do a nice salmon dish in phyllo pastry, and then we're also going to do a fish cake, which with a little bit of smoked fish in there as well as salmon. So that's what our plan is today. So I thought we'd get our vegetarian dish out of the way first. So to start off our dish, Paul, we've got our lovely hazelnuts here, but you can see we've got the shells on them.
Okay.
And I've got a nice hot pan on here, on full, dry pan. Doesn't need any oil. Doesn't need any oil, for the simple reason that the nuts, the beautiful oil in the nuts are going to come out through the cooking process. So that's into a good hot pan. Put the hazelnuts, and they just warm through now. And as they start cooking, you'll just see the oils. They start glazing up. They'll start glazing
on
up.
Full heat again.
On full heat again. Yeah. That's on full whack. So it is, and. The oils will start coming out on those. We're just going to toss them around. They'll start shining, and you can see a little bit of a shine start coming out in them there. Now we're going to transfer them onto a tray and into our oven then for 10 minutes, and that'll toast them off nicely. When they've got lovely Portobello mushrooms bought here in Dunnes stores.
They're just the big mushroom, is that
they're just the big Portobello.
Why do they call it Portobello? Is there any particular reason?
It's just the brand. Just an Angus.
Okay, all right.
You know, it's
just curious.
That's grand, and that's what the questions are about, Paul. Good man. Yeah, so they're a nice closed cap. They're firm, so you don't want them soft. They're a nice closed cap on them, and that's going to be our lovely portion. I have a little bit of smoked cheese here.
All right.
And it'll be good, or it'll be even great if you could do a job.
Yeah, I'm loving the puns there already. Yeah.
Glad yourself. So we'll get a wee knife for you to open that up, and if you grate that for me. Now, as you can see from earlier on, we have our hazelnuts in the oven.
Mother, what do you think of me shirt?
Oh, the Brussels sprout shirt.
What do you think of that? Isn't it? It's not the business, lads. And we had a few comments there last week said that I had no penny on me there. So actually, we went one step further.
You did?
Yeah, and
poor Santi there. He's got the old already.
Yeah, well, Santi, I'm going to take it off Santi now and place it on me there. Here, Mother, we go. Let me tie the back. You tie the back of me there now.
Organised. That's the job.
See that?
Oh, I like the brand.
Even the pocket here, Pauric there for.
The sprout.
Still stored in a few bits there.
The sprout short's very classy.
Yeah.
Very
can't beat it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start grating away. Well, I've done it once or twice before.
Indeed, you have.
Bit of toast there. I always like a bit of grated cheese on toast.
Good
there.
Man yourself. And it's beautiful smoked cheese as well, which is really nice. I'm going to take out a couple of thyme leaves here, and I'm going to just take the leaf off them actually. So very gently, I'm just going to pull that back like that.
Just strip it off.
You just strip it off. So you're not getting the woody part of the.
Okay.
You're not getting the woody part. Smell, a real earthy smell.
Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, isn't it? Yeah, really
earthy smell off. It's really nice. Thyme is beautiful, and a natural herb as well to Ireland. So I'm gonna take those stalks, or the leaves off those stalks.
Will I grill all this, Pauric? I will.
I'd say, wait till we see, what are we doing 2, yeah. I'd say you might have enough there, Paul.
I have enough there.
Go another couple of...
Oh, sure, here, there's nearly
You might as well be looking
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Now, and I'm going to chop down the thyme leaves then, very, very fine. Again, you can see me tucking my fingers in behind there as well, so you're looking for safety, but you're not going to...
I don't think I'd chance that now somehow.
Would you want to give it a go?
I just maybe, I'll maybe wait for maybe 1 or 2 more.
Well, do you know how we
cooking demos there before I have a crack at that, I'd say.
That's grand. You can practice it over the Christmas then, whenever it comes around.
They'll be nearly gone on the grey hair here, the way I'm going here.
I'm going to chop down a little bit of fresh parsley as well. Just to add to it, it adds a little bit of extra flavour to it. You sure you don't want to have a go at this, Paul?
Well, I might have a small go.
When I started off.
Huh?
When I started off. Just a little rocking motion is all you need. You right-handed, Jar?
Yeah, I'm right-handed, yeah.
That's all right. This is a right-handed knife, so it'll suit you.
Oh my God. So, tuck the fingers in.
Tuck the fingers back in there, and that's it now. And you're looking, that's it. Little rocking motion. You've done this before, you're only...
Yeah, I have done it, yeah.
You're cutting.
And I still have all my fingers here,
yeah, not too bad, aren't you doing well? Aren't you doing well, I hope it.
I think that's it for today now, Pauric.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good man yourself.
Have the demo done at this
Well,
stage.
that's grand. Do you know what, Paul? Now we've got to check those hazelnuts.
Oh, right, okay.
We just check those.
Looking for here, just that they have...
You can see that they've toasted up really, really nicely now. So they have, and what will happen is the shell will come off those really, really, really easily. Now they're very, very hot.
Yeah.
They're really, really hot, but you can see the shine that's on them.
Yeah.
The shine that's on them now. That's the oils coming out in them, so it is. The natural oils coming out.
So if you de-shell all them,
we'll de-shell all those.
that's a job for me as well, it is.
That's a wee job for you as well. We're going to let them cool down now, because you probably, I would say your fingers are probably, if you're after me picking sprouts now this week, I'd say
they're fairly hardy at this stage.
I'd say they are, right. We'll leave those sit there and let them cool down a small bit. Okay, so that's our hazelnuts back to the bench. So you can feel that they've cooled down now quite a bit, Paul, so they have. So if you can keep rubbing those between your fingers, and that'll take off that takes off the shell off them. Because the shell, it's well toasted now on the outside, so you don't really want any. Do you have a taste of one? Do you like nuts, Paul?
I do love nuts.
You have no allergies?
No allergies, no.
Have a wee taste of one of those now, to give you a chance to see what the flavour is like in them there.
Oh God.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. It's really like a whole nut in a Cadbury's chocolate.
That's exactly what it is. It's a toasted nut, a toasted hazelnut, and that's what Cadbury's do.
Is it?
You know, as opposed to if you keep just a straight hazelnut, it can be quite bitter around the edges, so it can. Where this brings out the sweetness in it, really, really nice.
Bit of chocolate and then we'll go down one level.
Bit of chocolate now would go down. That could happen yet, Paul. That can happen yet. Mary.
Yes,
I wanted to ask you a question, because I'm always very, very interested in your stories. You gave us a lovely story last week, and in the comments last week, it really came to the fore that your stories was brilliant. I wanted to ask you a question now, if you don't mind, about vegetarians back in the day.
Yes, well, we didn't know vegetarians in our times. Like, we just brought in our own produce from our gardens, which were small gardens. So everybody had a garden in those years, and grew their own vegetables. So we didn't know anything about vegetarians. It wasn't on there.
It wasn't on the radar.
No,
it wasn't on the radar. People were happy with the meats and happy with the production. I suppose it's a kind of a. It's something that's come into fashion or into vogue now, so it has vegetarianism, which is not a bad thing. But come here, wouldn't a vegetarian be very, very lucky nowadays to be able to get fresh, wholesome vegetables, local vegetables out of your own garden? They wouldn't have a better diet.
And they miss out really, because it's so simple and so easy. You know, even the children of today, I find that if you don't teach them those things, that they're lost.
It's those simple little things, isn't it?
Now, of course, it's big fields and big tractors, but I still think that it would be nice for the children to teach them about growing their own vegetables. You know, especially in the schools.
It gives them that appreciation.
It does.
It gives them that appreciation of where their vegetables, what they look like, where they come from, and the work that goes into producing them.
Yes.
So it gives people great appreciation when they look over there and they look at a Finnegan's farm, sold in Dunn stores, all the array of vegetables and potatoes that are there, the potato dishes that are there. It would give them great appreciation to the work. And the money that goes into the production of these.
Well, little did I know, like back in the 70s when I started shopping in Dunn stores in West Street in Drogheda.
West Street?
Myself and my friend went in there every week to shop, and here I am all those years later producing for them, so I'm very happy, I'm very proud of that.
Well, aren't Dunnes stores very lucky because of
And of course they
there
are.
you go.
All right.
And that is the thing. Thanks very much, Manny.
thank
We're going to
you.
come back to you later on.
Thank you,
Now. We're
Paul.
off the hook yet.
So what are we thinking of? We're going to crush these, are we, Paul?
We'll crush those, Paul. Yeah, we're going to.
And we have a machine for doing this?
Oh, we do, yeah. We have a machine, all right. Yeah. This is the machine.
Oh my
This is
God.
the machine we'll use for that. But although, if you were at home and you wanted to blend them down and you didn't have a knife and you weren't confident with using your knife, you can use a food processor for certain.
Right.
Use a food processor to break them down, or a NutriBullet or something along those lines. They'll break down. But just one tip that I will give you: make sure that they've cooled down. So if they're not completely cooled down, if there's still a little bit of heat in them, if there's still a little bit of heat in them, that means the oils haven't set up on them completely. If you put those into a food processor now and blended them down, they turn into a paste. So really and truly, just to crush them, that's all I'm going to do.
Oh, so the back of the knife.
I don't want to break them down too small, because when they're in our dish, when they're in our mushroom dish, they're going in with the grated cheese. The grated cheese is going to melt. So what I like to do is I'd like to have a little bit of texture from the nuts.
Just a bit of crunch,
A little bit of crunch in the pod, yeah. But you've tasted the nuts there, and you can taste that little bit of sweetness that's coming out of them. So it's really, really nice.
Okay.
Say nothing, go on ahead there. And come here, don't.
He was eating them earlier too, so he was.
Was he at them?
Yeah. He took a few there when we weren't looking.
We're just going to do a quick recap. We've got the grated cheese there. We've the grated cheese there that Paul did. The smoked cheese. Then we've got a little bit of parsley. We've got a little bit of thyme. So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of the thyme in there. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of the parsley in there. We're going to put some of our lovely hazelnuts in there as well. And then we're going to mix that together. We'll give that a nice little mix together, so it's generously, the nuts are, and the thyme and the parsley is generously spread throughout. We've got those four very, very simple elements to it there. We're going to take our portobello mushroom. Now, we're going to fill it up nicely there. There's nothing could stop you from turning this into a meat dish either. If you had a little bit of chicken, a little bit of cooked chicken sitting across the top of that, sit across the top of that as well, which would be really, really nice. But we're going to stick with the vegetarian theme today. So we have our, as I said, the smoked cheese. We've got the hazelnuts, the thyme, and the parsley. Now, if you wanted to turn that, you could turn that into, as I said, it could work well as a garnish for a steak. Okay, so if you were going to use it as a garnish for a steak, you could cup it across like this.
Oh.
And that makes it very, very substantial then, so it does. It makes it a very, very substantial
meal, yeah.
Substantial meal. There's a lot of eating in that. I'm just going to use it as individuals. So it could be used as a starter.
So we'll have 4 portions there, really,
You'll have 4 portions there, so you will then as a starter. Now we've got a lovely pre-rolled puff pastry sheet here, which we're going to use to encase these mushrooms in. I'm going to give myself a little bit of an idea of the size, so I'd say that's probably plenty there, so we can cut that in half.
Yeah.
Simple enough. It's a very simple dish, but when you taste this, it's so effective in the flavours of it. So it is. Now, what we'd like to do is we've got a little rolling pin here, and we're just going to roll out our edges a small bit, because you can see the puff pastry can be quite thick. You don't want it too dense. You don't want it too dense among your dish. There's a couple of different ways. We can try this. So we're going to put the first one together, Paul. So I've made up a little bit of egg wash here, which is just a little bit of whisked egg together, pastry brush. We're going to egg wash around the outsides, okay? And what happens is that'll seal our pastries together, so it will. It'll seal our pastry when we overlap it on one another. The egg will coagulate, and that sticks it together. So we're going to pull these 2 edges together, okay? And don't be afraid. In it comes. We pull those pieces together. I'm going to give them a small little roll out there.
Yeah, they could be a little longer there, couldn't they?
Yeah. Well, it takes a little bit of the density out of the pastry when we bring it across here. It's just not playing ball there, but that's our. Now you're probably thinking, Paul, oh, that's quite difficult to do.
Well, if it's you're finding it difficult to do, it's going to be.
But I have another option. I have another option for you. So I'm going to lift our piece of pastry up.
Oh, put it across it.
Put it across the top, and we'll tuck it in underneath.
It's a handier version.
It's a little bit of a handier version.
I could manage that bit now.
You could manage that, of course you could.
Yeah.
There's ways and means of doing everything.
Now you said it.
And what will happen is, again, as I've done underneath on the bottom side of it there, I've it brushed with the egg wash. And when
that'll seal it.
When the egg cooks, it coagulates, and that sticks it to the underside of the mushroom. Okay? There will be a little bit of moisture will come out of the cheese when it cooks, so we put a little bit of cross in it there. And when that cooks up, that lets the moisture out of it. What do you think now? Will you give it a go?
I'll have a go with that.
So Paul, it's your turn now, okay? I'm going to take a step back.
No help at all here?
No help at all here.
Okay?
Because this is what you're going to be doing at home. Everyone, when they're trying this dish at home, this is the way you're going to be feeling. So how are you feeling? Do you think it's doable, Paul?
All right, I'm going to try it, and if
I think it's very manageable.
If I make a mess, I'll make a mess of it anyway, Sean.
I don't think you will. Off you go.
Huh? I wouldn't mind the roller there, because... Oh, look at the way it's kind of... Aye. Yeah, so I'm rolling away here, and just to make it a little bit thinner. Isn't that Pauric now, you told me? A little bit thinner.
Well done, yeah.
And we have to get the egg wash and put it around. It was always handy enough with the old paint brush now, I have to say. You know, we used to be painting sheds years ago and painting up the old tractors there. So
back in the day, it was probably creosote, Paul, was it?
Yeah, it was either green paint, John Deere paint, or creosote. Yeah, we were doing a lot of creosote as well. So I'm going to get the mushroom here, and we need to lift this up. Should it be stuck to the Pauric, should it?
I like the way you've seen the knife element of it there. You're very attentive, so yeah, good man.
No, look, it's not inclined to... Actually, maybe it's up there. Oh. Little spare bit there, don't worry about that.
That's all right, Paul. There's always bits.
It's folded in around. I'm not so sure how that looks, Pauric, but I think it's not too bad.
Well,
now there's one more thing that you showed me as well. It's a little cross. X marks the spot here in the middle, and that's just to release the little bit of moisture there when it cooks up. So what do you think?
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. You put that beside mine now, Paul. And you tell me what's the difference.
What's the difference is I probably a bigger X mark on mine.
Don't be so pedantic, will you not? There's absolutely no difference.
Yeah, well,
you can do it every bit as skillful as I can do it. So you at home can do the very same thing and have a beautiful mushroom dish then presented. And the beauty of these mushroom dishes is these can be done 2 or 3 days in advance.
So you could sit that sitting in the fridge.
This could be sitting in the fridge a couple of days before Christmas if you wanted to use that, or a couple of days before you do your dinner party. They can be done in advance. Egg wash them and into the oven just as the steak goes in. To be honest with you, I can't wait to see the comments this week, Paul. After you producing this,
God knows, Pauric, what will be saying this week?
I'm going to get the gate. You know, you'll be running this show from now on.
You'll never get the gate. Don't worry about that.
Because I definitely won't be able to wear a sprout shirt like that, Paul. Not the way as well as you hold it, anyway.
Well, I have one there for you as well. There, so we might stick it on you later on there when we're doing the tasting there. You know,
we'll see how we get on. That's great. So the next thing that's going to happen, those is straight into the oven with them. So it is. So
we preheat the oven then.
Preheat the oven up to 180 degrees.
All right.
And
stick it on there. 180.
Are you on that, Jar?
Yeah.
Good man yourself. Yeah. That's great.
I can work the dials at least.
And we're going to move these across. So
just hold it.
Now, Paul, you weren't telling lies about when you were good at the
painting. Yeah. I'm
going to get you to egg wash those now. So we're going to use the very same egg wash as we did to seal the outside of the attention to detail, Paul, is just unbelievable.
Isn't it, Pauric?
Your column was missed, I think.
I think so, yeah. I think we give up there in Spanish there and start with it.
No, you know, I wouldn't give up straight away now. But
no, I don't think so.
You're doing pretty good.
I think you're building me up there, Pauric. That's what you're doing there.
We have our oven preheated there. You were at the oven there a few minutes ago. That's preheated to 180. So they're going in for 20 minutes then.
20 minutes.
And they'll be ready then after that. Is that
all
okay?
Right. I'll pop them in here.
Good stuff. So we'll set the timer for those and that's that done. That's lovely. Now, Paul, the time comes that we're over to our beautiful Dunn Stores range that you are producing for Dunn Stores, Finnegan's Farm. And what we're going to serve with our beautiful mushroom dish that you've created there now. I think personally, if you were to serve that mushroom dish as a starter, I think a little bit of red cabbage would be absolutely beautiful with it as well. There's note there as well. 22 minutes in the oven, in the tray, or you have the microwave element of it there as well.
In 8 minutes, yeah.
In 8 minutes, in microwave for 8 minutes. So that brings it to an edible product then in 8 minutes. So.
Yeah, even though the foil trays, people think you can't microwave them, you actually can microwave these, but just be very careful that you do put it in the centre of the microwave and not have it. But they're perfect actually to microwave, which they are.
Brilliant. That's very interesting. That's a good tip to have. That's one of your tips then.
That's one of my tips.
That's one of your tips for today. And alongside that, now you have your hand on it. We're thinking along the same lines here.
Croquettes, you can never be a croquette.
No, the croquettes are absolutely beautiful. So they are, and the consistency of the croquettes are really, really good. So we're looking on the pack there. It's 25 minutes. 25 minutes for the croquettes.
Cook time, yeah.
So we need to get those croquettes in now. So we do into the oven to get them. Have you room in the oven there for them? You have?
Oh, I've loads of room here, Pauric.
Don't worry yourself. Yeah. Fair play to you. Good man yourself. So we've got 25 minutes on that now. We just check that and they should be all ready within the 20 minutes.
Okay.
Is that okay? Now, Paul, that's us ready for those mushrooms. I'd say we'll just have a quick look at them. I'd say that they're not far off done.
So how are you looking for there, Pauric? Just a bit of a brown. Oh yeah.
So you can see they've browned up nicely there. The cheese is melted nicely in it there, so it has, and that's our dish done. The crispiness of it just.
This is the one. That's my one there.
That's your one there.
Yeah. I know because I have a bigger cross.
You have a bigger cross.
Yeah,
good man yourself. You're laying claim to that one, Paul. Serve it as a starter. You could serve the red cabbage and the mushroom on its own.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to finish it off with as a main course dish then with the croquette, the lovely croquettes produced by yourselves on the farm here. Finnegan's farm food, that's what it's all about.
You can really smell the apple in that,
Isn't it
you?
beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an onion croquette.
That's right, yeah.
Cheese and onion croquettes. Have you tasted these before, Mary?
Yes, I have indeed.
Tasty?
Yes.
Good stuff. Will we put a dish together? We will. Will we put them together?
So, yeah.
Will you grab me a plate from over there, Mary? Would that be okay? Good girl yourself. That's great. Brilliant. That's perfect.
This is the best bit of the video here.
Well, what I think is lovely about this is you've got the colours. There's beautiful colours going on here. So just from a chef's perspective, I think there's beautiful colours going on. Now we have. Oh, lovely.
So the plating up is a bit special as well, isn't it?
Well, from a chef's perspective, for me, I would always.
Any particular format or just
no?
Just preference choice.
Whatever comes natural to. I like to always go in the centre of the. I like to always go in the centre of the plate. Yep. So can we use yours if that's okay?
I think that's my one there. Yeah.
That's your one there. Yeah. No thinking about it, Paul.
Okay. We'll sit that down on top.
So we leave that sitting there nicely, and then we'll take one of our little croquettes. And held together beautifully in the oven. Now, Mary, have you a little bit of parsley there? You had good girl yourself. Oh, lovely. So we're just going to take a small little bit of parsley, just as a garnish, to be honest with you, just to add that little bit of colour onto the top. And I've got a small little bit of olive oil here as well, just to finish it off. A little bit of colour on the plate and a little bit of richness to it. So.
That looks absolutely gorgeous, Pauric.
He went straight for the mushroom.
I went straight for the mushroom. I might put the croquette one side for the minute. Yeah, they're well enclosed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's held together very well.
You can see the lovely moisture that's coming off it, the steam that's coming off it, so there's still lovely moisture in there.
Oh my God. That is just...
The cheese is just starting to ooze out of it there nicely. The fact that there's not much sound going on there, Mary, is a good thing, isn't it?
That's really good, lads. I have to say, it's absolutely gorgeous here.
Yep. Flavour some ingredients, they combine well together alongside the Finnegan's farm food sold in Dunnes stores.
But for a vegetarian dish, I mean, it's as good as what you get.
Absolutely gorgeous, Pauric. Well done.
Is that tasty? Well, Mary, do you know, to be honest with you, I can't take credit for that because Paul, with Paul being here, you know,
that's my mushroom.
That's your mushroom. That's your mushroom, Paul.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a glass of milk there. I know you love a glass of milk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, that's lovely.
I see you're going to finish all that, are you?
Well, don't leave me here too long.
Poor Elcal's going to be left out in the cold again.
The cameraman's not going to get much today, Pauric, so he's not.
Ashley, come here. We might give him a bit later on. We'll put something together for him.
It'll be beautiful. Yeah, I love mushrooms. They're gorgeous.
Good girl yourself. You're easily pleased, Nanny Finnegan.
Very easy. Very
good girl yourself.
Thank you very much. That was lovely.